All right, congratulations, Coach. Thank you for participating tonight. We'll now begin with an opening statement from you and then go to questions. Media, please use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you're called on for your question, please state your name and your affiliation first. Coach, please give us an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God for blessing us with this opportunity tonight. I know the guys have worked really hard, and so happy they get a chance to celebrate now. At the same time, I feel for Coach Few and his team because they're such class acts, and Coach Few is a Hall of Fame coach and an unbelievable guy, a better person than he is coach, and you hate when friends aren't feeling good. But a plan was in December 5th when the game got canceled, we said, hey, if we can make it April 5th, and as I told them before the game, if we're going to lose, losing to you is who I want to lose to. So so much respect for them and what they've accomplished. Our team has been special. Last 2 years winning his team in the Power 5, we've been really, really good, and they're even better people. 4 weeks in the bubble, trust me, I'd tell you if they're not. So that's what I'm going to take away most from this is thankful the NCAA gave us an opportunity to have an NCAA tournament, and then thankful that we were able to spend this time and develop deeper relationships with unbelievable guys.
And Coach, now we go to questions from the media. Please use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. When called upon, please state your name and affiliation first. Our first question will come from John Warner of the Waco Tribune-Herald. John, go ahead and ask your question.
Well, first, congrats, Scott. 18 years after taking over a really down-and-out program, you had visions of this, but what's it like?
I mean, coaching is like being a parent. And Christmas time, you see the kids opening up presents. You see them excited. You're excited. And to see the Baylor fans be able to celebrate and cheer, to see the city of Waco be able to celebrate and cheer, to see the state of Texas. I mean, look how much great basketball we have from high school, AAU, junior college, college. And we haven't won a national championship since '66. So it's long overdue for the state. And, again, just so pleased for all of them. We have an unbelievable administration, Mac Rhodes and President Livingstone, that have given us every resource to be successful. And the guys that have sacrificed for 18 years leading up to this, and these guys that were able to take it home. And it was great to see Freddie and Devontae and Tristan in the stands. And we knew last year they really wanted to have a chance to do this, and we weren't going to have any regrets with this tournament. We wanted to leave it all on the court, and really blessed with the effort everyone gave us tonight. Happy for you, John. Enjoy the night.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Kendall Kaut. Kendall, go ahead and ask your question.
Scott, obviously, congratulations as well. I wanted to ask you, with Gonzaga being one of the best efficiency teams and advanced metric teams of all time, how do you feel like your team was able to respond so well when Gonzaga cut it to 10 at halftime?
Well, prior to the pause, we were first top 3 in defense, and most of that time number 1 defense in the country. And we were solid 3 offense the whole time. And I know there's some let off when we came back, and then I thought we were getting it back. And, I mean, we're really good defensively. And I thought we made things tough tonight. Gonzaga missed some shots that they probably normally make, but really credit our guys for making everything difficult. Coach Jacobs was on their staff there and obviously familiar with the program. He had a great scouting report, but credit the players then for executing it.
Next question is from Chuck Carlton. Chuck, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, Chuck Carlton, Dallas Morning News. Congratulations, Scott. Any way to explain the quick start, not only against Gonzaga, but against Houston in the Final Four? Why did you guys seem to be able to rise to the occasion, to the big stage?
Simple, player-led team. And those guys didn't want to lose for each other. They wanted to play for each other. And they're winners. They're experienced. They're tough. They love one another. You can't always know if you're going to make shots, but that's why the offensive board is so critical. And we finished 16-5 on the offensive glass and 16-5 in second chance points. And I thought Mark Vidal with 8 offensive rebounds was tremendous. But I mean, total team effort. We've had a starting rotation all year, 8 guys. And I think that war on some teams, too, kept us fresher.
Next question is from Myron Metcalf. Myron, go ahead and ask your question.
Scott, I want you to go back to holding walk-on tryouts. What was that like, and compare that to where you're at right now?
Well, obviously, going into every game being 30 or 40-point underdogs and half your team walk-ons, and you know, as a coach, if we can just keep it close, keep it within 20 by the first half or 10. But really credit those guys who won 3 games that year, and they laid the foundation. And those guys have stayed with the program and helped support these guys, and that's what you love. Over 18 years, there's so many people that put in hard work and sweat. All our past players that constantly come back in the summertime, constantly help our young guys, send them messages, encourage them. I mean, it's their championship as much as ours, and that's why it's a we thing, and it's a great thing for Baylor University.
Our next question is from Bryce Cherry. Bryce, go ahead and ask your question.
Scott, you guys talked about embracing a culture of joy this season, and I know joy runs deep, whereas happiness is fleeting. Is it safe to say you guys have never been happier than you are tonight? And can you talk about how y'all reflected that this year?
Yeah, a lot of joy in the locker room for sure. But our joy is Jesus, others, yourself, and it's so tough to put other people in front of you. And teams that do that are obviously more successful. And our guys, I think, their love for each other because they spend so much time working on their craft together, and they put in the time. And credit our assistant coaches for doing an unbelievable job bringing in high character kids that want to be great teammates and want to work hard and want to improve, and they deserve all that they're getting.
Our next question is from Chris Williams. Chris, go ahead and ask your question.
Coach, congratulations. Chris Williams, KWTX. Congratulations. I'm in McLean Stadium here in Waco. They were packed with students just going nuts. Obviously, in a year like this, you can't have as many people in Indy as you would like to, but Did you feel the Baylor fanhood everywhere else? And what can you say about allowing them to celebrate and enjoy this with you, even if they're not physically with you?
Well, I look forward to seeing the highlights because, again, when Baylor's happy, when our students are happy, our fans, I mean, that's what makes our players and our coaching staff so proud. And, again, they've stuck with us, have been there through the lean years, and they deserve this. Our school deserves this. So happy they could celebrate. We're excited to come back. I'm excited to get my own bed again, get that warm Texas weather. But I can tell you that we had a great turnout up here, and I thought the fans were outstanding up here, and appreciate them sacrificing, coming up here and being here to support us.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Dan Wolken of USA Today Sports. Dan, go ahead and ask your question.
Scott, congratulations. When you look at the defensive performance of your team tonight, I was wondering if you could maybe reflect on what went into your decision a few years ago to move away from the zone you used to play, and now with that man-to-man and the ball pressure, and how much of a factor do you think that decision was in where you are right now?
Great question, Dan. Personnel-wise, if you looked at our teams in the past, we were so long with 6'9", 6'11", 7 foot across the front line. We looked like Syracuse, and now we have more guards. And my dad's a Hall of Fame coach for a reason. He taught me a good coach adjusts your style to the personnel you have. And we got some unbelievable defenders this year on the Naismith. We had Jared Butler, Davion Mitchell, and Mark Vidal. And Davion won Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. And those guys can flat out defend and guard. And we wanted to let them get after it, and we thought that would better suit our team. And credit to Coach Tang, Coach Brooks, Coach Jacobs, and the coaching staff for doing a great job implementing it. And because of that, we've been able to be successful.
Our next question is from Brian Hamilton of The Athletic. Brian, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Scott, congratulations. Kind of going off that.
Thank you.
What kind of statement did your guards make tonight against another set of pretty good guards?
Yeah, Gonzaga's got some obviously unbelievable talented guards. And one thing I tell you about our guys, though, when the best is needed, the best is usually provided. And as RG3 would always say, no pressure, no diamonds. And our guys, the better the opponent, the better they play. And they love being the first. First to win conference since 1950. First to win a national championship. I mean, that really motivates motivates them. And when you got a competitor like that and a competitive group like that, really makes it easy to coach.
Next question is from Pat Forty of Sports Illustrated. Pat, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Scott, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious, at the 11:45 mark of the second half, you guys were up 16, and you wrote a pretty detailed note, it looked like, to yourself on the bench. I'm just wondering what you were writing down.
Actually, I was going over plays we hadn't run yet. So I had to make sure I was doing a good job coaching, So, and then I don't know if we won every media in the second half, but I thought we really, if we didn't, it was close. And I thought that was really critical because Gonzaga is such an explosive team, and you had the lead, but they trimmed it down to 10 at half, and we just wanted to make sure we maintained the momentum, and really credit the guys for doing that.
Our next question is from Bob Kravitz. Bob, go ahead and ask your question.
So, Scott, given the COVID challenges, has this been the toughest year that you've ever faced as a head coach?
I tell you what, it does really make you appreciative for the universities, the money they spent, and the medical teams they provided, the players, what they sacrificed. I mean, I was talking to Coach Few, and shoot, the beginning of the year, some guys were breaking up with girlfriends even because they wanted to make sure they didn't get COVID and stayed in a bubble-like atmosphere. And I mean, guys not going to see family, not going to see friends, basically apartment or wherever they're housed in the gym. And I mean, they really sacrificed a lot. And I feel real blessed that they had an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. But I think all year long when games would get canceled, we really took it as a blessing when games were played. And it was really easy to motivate because when you have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 games canceled, you really want to, for your players, you want to find games. And I want to give a credit where credit's due to all the coaches out there. I mean, coaches sacrificed and did things scheduling-wise they normally wouldn't do, but they wanted to help their players have this opportunity. I mean, they're only in college a few years. And some will go play professionally, but most of them, this is the end of their basketball career. And to be able to have opportunities when you work 10, 12 years to get to that position to play college games. As a coach, you want to, I mean, that's why we coach, to see our players have a chance to be successful. And so I know that's a really long answer. I'm just saying how pleased and blessed we all are that we played games, had this championship, and I'm speaking for the players and the coaches.
Next question is from Curtis Kean of KCAN TV in Waco. Curtis, go ahead and ask your question.
Scott, Curtis Quelling, Channel 6 in Waco. The last time you guys played Gonzaga, you weren't quite close to this form. Then you go on that 23-game win streak last year. You win it all this year. What changed since you played Gonzaga 2 years ago in Salt Lake City?
Well, when they were in Salt Lake City, I mean, they had several pros that aren't on the team now, and we had some young guys that were able to improve, get better, and then we had some guys that were able to come in or were sitting out in red shirt and were able to see, man, this is how hard we have to play and how much we have to improve to get to their level. And iron sharpens iron. Playing great teams, it hurts when you lose, but it gives you a direction as far as where you have to get better and how much you have to improve on. So I credit Coach Few's always scheduled really tough, and we've had a lot of games with them, and that's made us better over the years. We've scrimmaged them, and that always makes us better.
The next question is from Jerry Hill. Jerry, go ahead and ask your question.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Scott, congrats. Drew Timme had a great run in the NCAA tournament, a bunch of games over 20. What did you – I mean, he still was 5 of 7, but what did you guys do to maybe keep it away from him and really defend him?
Well, first he was coming in the game, I think 19 assists, 5 turnovers for the NCAA tournament or close to that. And tonight we forced him into 5 turnovers and limited him to 12 points. He's a heck of a player. And we knew we just couldn't let him get the ball because if he got the ball, it was a problem for us. So credit our guys for really having great ball pressure on the perimeter and really trying to limit his touches because if he caught it, we knew we were going to be in trouble. And he's been great to watch. We recruited him, love his parents, and Coach Hughes done just a great job with him and happy for his success.
Thanks, Scott.
Hey, are you dancing tonight, Jerry? I want a video.
Tomorrow when you get back.
Okay.
Our final question is from Jeff Goodman of Stadium. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Scott, congrats, man. Congrats, first of all. what does this mean for you personally with everything you've kind of gone through in the industry? You'd outwork guys for players. They'd say you were cheating. Then they said you couldn't coach when you got top players. What does this mean? I know you're putting on the players, but what does it mean for you personally?
Personally, Jerry Colangelo talked to my brother's team, and it was such a great message. We wanted to give it to our team, and that was he had been there with the Suns with the young franchise, and then he thought they would be back, and it was 17 years later when they got back, and you don't get these opportunities often, and when you do, you got to make the most of them. And I thought we were really on a mission to make the most of it. If we had lost, we wanted to have no regrets. We wanted to leave it all on the table. I can tell you in the coaching fraternity, getting to a Final Four, very similar to winning a national championship. There's usually some luck that goes into that, and we didn't even have to be lucky because our guys were so dominant this entire tournament. I don't know what the lowest margin was, but nothing was 1 or 2 possessions, and that just speaks volumes to them. But as a coach, you never know when you're going to be able to get to a Final Four, a national championship. So you want to take advantage of those opportunities. And to me, it never defines a great coach if you just like there's so many players, NBA players never won an NBA championship, and great college players that never went to a Final Four. I value coaches. Do they make their players better spiritually, academically, character-wise? Are you preparing them for life? We call it champions for life at Baylor. So really blessed that we were able to get to a Final Four and win a national championship because they're hard to do. Again, I know that's a long answer, but that's really my thoughts on it because there's so many coaches that are great coaches that just haven't had that opportunity yet, and doesn't mean that they're not successful at all.
Thank you, Coach, for your time tonight. We'll be joined momentarily by Jared Butler. Please use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary.
Hey, Jeff, it's great that we could hear your question tonight. Way to get that fixed.
Yeah, I got it done. Thank you.
Take care.
Well, that's the end of the season. That's crazy.
We're now joined by Jared Butler. Please use the raise hand function to indicate if you'd like to ask a question. When you're called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. First question will come from Jerry Hill. Jerry, you want to go ahead?
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Jared, congrats. Can you just take me through that start of the game? I mean, you guys just came out on fire and kind of took it from them.
Yeah, the start of the game was tremendous. I know I didn't. Adam didn't, Mark didn't. We didn't look at the scoreboard. Like, we were just going out there and giving it our all, and we were just gonna let the combos where they fall. And I looked up at halftime. We're up 10. I knew at some point we were up big because I was just like, we're scoring, they're not scoring, and everybody was hitting shots. It was like nobody's gonna miss, but it's just electrifying, especially in that type of moment in a big game, and everybody stepped up. Like, everybody was, on clicking on all cylinders. Like, that's what it takes to win. So it's amazing.
Thanks, Jared.
Our next question is from Bryce Cherry. Bryce, go ahead.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Jared, just as critical it seemed was the way you guys started the second half. I mean, Gonzaga had cut it to 10 by halftime, and you guys really came out and kind of pressed the accelerator down. I mean, was that, a message at halftime?
Yeah, that's always a point of emphasis for us. The first 5 minutes of the first half, it's so important. These type of games, these games are second half games. Like, early leads don't mean anything. And we looked at it like 0-0, and we knew they're going to fight. You're a talented team, so they're never out the game. And, that first 5 minutes was pretty crucial.
The next question is from Kendall Kaut. Kendall, go ahead and ask your question.
Kendall, what's up, my guy?
Jared, I really appreciate that, man. And obviously, after 3 years, I'd probably ask you everything I like to know. So we'll make it more generic now. You've won a national championship. You're the most outstanding player at the Final Four. What the heck is it like to have those achievements for you?
Man, I'm not trying to preach a prosperity gospel, but our Lord and Savior, I say it all the time, He gets us through everything. Jesus Christ, man, He's the truth, and He was with us tonight. He's with us all season. He's with us wherever we go, and He just sustained us. He brought us together. He brought this team together. Transfers, people from us overseas. Like, it's just tremendous how it just comes, and it comes all full circle. And It's just amazing, man. It's just, you can do anything you put your mind to, for sure.
Our next question is from John Warner of the Waco Tribune Herald. John, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hey, Jared, congratulations.
Yeah.
You guys have had a dynamic offense all year, but y'all really cut down on turnovers. Y'all averaged less than 8 per game throughout the NCAA tournament. Was there a special emphasis on that, or what happened there?
Yeah, that was. And, we have like 3 keys where, we try to have 11 less turnovers a game. And, with the guards we have, it shouldn't be a hard thing to do, and that's always a point of emphasis. We'd rather get a shot up than a live ball turnover. We'd rather get a shot up than, forcing it. So that's always a point of emphasis for us, especially us being, so guard heavy.
Thanks, Jared.
Our next question is from Mandy Knight of KWKT Fox 44 TV. Go ahead, Mandy.
Mandy Knight, Fox 44 TV in Waco. Congratulations, Jared. And I'm wondering, 30 years from now, when you're looking back on this team, what are you going to remember outside of the basketball? Maybe the relationships and how this team, you all loved each other.
Yeah, it's really like a family. When I talk about a family, like group of brothers, like after 30 days in the bubble, like, you start to like not want to be around each other. Like, you're around dudes all day. It's just like hard. But I don't know how we got through it. Like, we got through it. We loved each other. We played so many games of Connect Four. We played cornhole. We ate together. Watched movies together. We did everything together, and that's just a really cool thing. I'm gonna remember that probably more than winning the championship. They're just great guys, great people. So that's what I'm gonna remember for sure.
Our next question is from Brian Hamilton of The Athletic. Brian, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Jared, what kind of statement do you think you and Maceo and Adam and Davion made to?
Yeah, we say it all the time. We think we're the best guards in the nation, and we went up against some highly touted guards. They're explosive, and they have Drew Timme, and we want to be the best guards in the nation, and I think we proved that tonight. We made a statement, and it's just the best way to do it on national TV. NCAA tournament championship game. Like it's amazing to do it.
Our next question is from Kevin Longquist. Kevin, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, congratulations, Jared. For you kind of struggled shooting the ball going into the tournament. Was there a different mindset or preparation for you going into these potential 2 games about how you had to maybe turn things around? Because you were obviously outstanding on this, and congratulations on the MOP.
Yeah, I was struggling all tournament. I think probably until the Final Four, and as a shooter, like it's hard. Like it just makes the days just longer, and you think about it all day long. And but I knew like I couldn't go the whole tournament and not shoot well, and that's what I was just holding my hat on. And I knew God was gonna allow me to make shots eventually, and I just trusted it. My teammates found me. They kept feeding me the ball, telling me to shoot the ball and stuff like that. So that I'm just glad it came at the right time. I'm glad I was able to shoot the ball well these past 2 games. That's about it. Yeah.
Our next question is from Melinda Adams. Melinda, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Jared, it's Allison Williams from ESPN. How would you describe what it was like to have this success in this type of year with everything that's been asked of you guys and everything you've had to sacrifice? How does that add to the feeling of winning a championship?
Yeah. I think it's harder to win it in this year than ever before, with the stoppages and, testing and the sacrificing your social life just so you can play basketball games, having no fans sometimes. And it's just hard to get up for sometimes for these games. And, I'm just so thankful that we were able to play and, the tournament still go on. So it's just really cool to say that we did that in the midst of adversity, in the midst of, tribulations, and, to bring it home for Baylor. It's amazing.
And our next question is from Darby Brown. Darby, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hey, Jared. Just curious, with everything that has happened over the last, the tournament's canceled last year, then you're able to play this year, and just you've had the vision of being national champions for so long, but was there ever a moment that you didn't believe?
Ever a moment I didn't believe? I don't think so. I think when we all decided to come back, I was like, yeah, we definitely have a chance to be the best team ever at Baylor, the best team, first team to make it to the Final Four. When you have a goal for that long, like you just, we all knew the goal. Like everybody knew the mission, and I think everybody sacrificed for it, and I think that's why we're here today. And I'm just so glad everybody came back. We got the band back together and we won it, so that was cool. Got to make a movie out of it.
And our last question is coming from Danny Thompson. Danny, go ahead and ask your question.
Jared, Danny Thompson with 3-point conversion. I guess I'll be the last person to say congratulations on winning the national championship. Yeah. Tonight, you joined Ratified Air. You're the first player since 2003, which was Carmelo Anthony, to have 20 points and 7 assists in a championship game. To be recognized with someone like Carmelo Anthony, how does that feel for yourself, and what does that do for you as you now get ready for the next process, the next part of your career?
I think it just lets me know that, like, when I worry about my future, when I worry about, my next move, or am I going to be able to do this? Like, am I going to be able to, play this well, perform this well? It just gives me confidence to know that God's got it, all planned out, and all I got to do is just adjust to His plan, and and let the chips fall away in May, and just give it my all, and just cut out all the worrying, because there's no reason to worry. Just look at what He's done in my life, and where I've come. It's just all come full circle, and just lets me know that I should never not trust Him in any moment.
Thank you, Jared, for your time.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.